All right. Let's see what's going on here. I guess I'm clocked in. Hey, what's going on, party people? How's everyone doing out there? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, what I do as a spiritual healer is that I help people to attain their highest level of consciousness. And what that simply means is okay, another way of saying that would be I just help you to become Christ like. Buddha like, Krishna like. You know, what those terms are truly revealing to you guys, or what they truly mean, is that they represent anybody who has attained their highest level of consciousness. You know, like Jesus the Nazareth, when he became Jesus Christ, just like Siddhartha became Buddha, and that level of attainment, that's what made them Buddha or Christ like, so I help you to become Christ like. And the way that I do that, I help you to become mentally and emotionally balanced. Why is that important? Well, it's very important because when it comes for you to see the bigger picture or to see, with clarity, both your emotions and your intellect has to become in alignment. If not, that's what you see when you say to someone you think they're being too emotional. But what you're also implying is that, there's a couple things you do not see clearly. And that's right in front of you. And here's something else too. And without me getting too way ahead of myself, because I'm going to be talking about spirituality too. Again, just to show you our essence, even the way we see things, like the way we perceive, and then now we see. That's why you have to find your inner strength, your develop your inner sight, your saying your inner vision, and that's what the awakening process is all about. But anyway, before getting there, it's important because whenever you see someone who's being emotionally unbalanced or too emotional, you already know like there's certain things that they're not taking into consideration. So therefore, you don't have like you don't see things as they are. And when you too mental, you choose to suppress your emotions, then now you become very rigid, robotic. You're missing out on a couple things. You're stepping on people's feet. You claim everything is logic. Well, there is such a thing as emotional intelligence. In fact, if you're dealing with people, if you're raising kids, this is all emotional intelligence because we are emotional beings. But anyway, it all comes down to energy, right? Um, like because what the emotion will also do for you when you have the mental is that it helps it expend it. It's kind of like the same thing, being mentally balanced does to the emotion too. They operate on I mean it's the perfect harmony. That's the balance. And that's the idea of mind, body, and soul. And for you to become Christ like, you have to become in alignment with both your emotions and your intellect. Otherwise, because to become Christ like is to attain, is to have that, is to see the big picture, right? So, because another way of looking at it too, those are two sides. If you to for you to grasp the full picture, you got to look at it from both perspectives. But if you look at it from only one perspective, then you become only one-sided. And that's the thing when you become too mental or you choose to be emotional. Now you're not your rationale. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? So again, you have to become. I mean, I help you to attain your highest level of consciousness, pretty much by also helping you to become in harmony and in balance with both your emotions and your intellect. So that's why I help you also to understand what are your emotions. How do you even balance or have your emotions balanced if you don't understand what you're dealing with? So you got to know what is it that you're dealing with. You got to know you're dealing with your emotions. And that's how you would be able to call it out when if it were to be too loud. Okay, this is my emotion. Let's talk about it. So you would have to understand what emotions are. And then now you would also have to understand your emotional patterns. How are you reacting to things emotionally? How is it tickling you? You know what I'm saying? Like what I mean, are you vibing by the beat of other people? I mean, how are you moving out there emotionally? So it's important, I mean, so that's why I always tell people when I'm talking about being emotionally balanced, this has nothing to do with, let's just say, people who choose not to raise their voice. Because I noticed that a lot. I mean, they claim to have a sense of self control because they didn't raise their voice. You just faking, motherfucker. You just faking, man. You know what I'm saying? Because being emotionally balanced, you may choose to respond, or you choose not to respond. But the actual difference would be in how you go about responding. You would be more in your authority when you are emotionally balanced. You're not being triggered. That's why sometimes, every so often, you just gotta let a nigga know, and I get it. I mean, God gotta speak. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the words gotta be heard. You know what I'm saying? And shit gotta be talked about sometimes. But it is done not in a manner, to go back and forth and shit. It's just this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We just got to give out some clarifications. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's pretty much what I do. Now, going back to you, I mean, I also help you to understand what are your emotions and how your emotions work, and for you to understand your emotional patterns, how you technically reacting to things emotionally, and that's how you'll be able to find, if you have any type of, signal or anything that would trigger you. So again, to be emotionally balanced is to face your emotions, not suppressing them. The minute you suppress your emotions, you become closed off. I mean, you become pretty much like a stone. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's a whole other conversation. It's not even part of the conversation. You're not even part of the conversation at that point. But anyway, going back to what I was saying in terms of the misunderstanding of what being emotionally balanced is, it has absolutely nothing to do with not raising your voice, or or to be polite. You know, um, Generally speaking, that involves more of most people like having a mask on. You know, man? A bunch of masquerades out there. But anyway, that's pretty much what it comes down to. But truly understanding your emotions is to understand what they are, and you're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with energy. I'm sorry, and there's messages in those. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why if you got burned, you're not gonna put your hands back again. I mean, there's an understanding, there's a psychological thing that's also taking place here too. But anyway, um, that's pretty much what I mean by being emotionally balanced. Now, to become mentally balanced, I also help you to become mentally balanced. Now, it's the same pretty much baseline understanding here. So you got to understand how your mind works. I mean, after all, it is your mind. Like, how do you have mastery over yourself if you don't know how your mind works? I mean, that should be your business. Should be everybody's business. I mean, isn't that the way? I mean, isn't that this thing, this apparatus that you're using to operate? You know what I'm saying? That's why I always tell people, man, like your purpose. Again, I'm gonna be talking about spirituality, but quite often people always look at it like, that's something that's outside of them. It always baffles me. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, like how do you get to that? Like, I truly understand. I mean, it's pretty much comes down to the fact that we were taught to look at ourselves only from a material perspective. And meanwhile, like you are a lot more than that. This is the reason why we all go to school, man. You understand as a kid, or as a person, as you eat and shit and you do everything else, you also need to have knowledge. And that's the whole idea about when Jesus talked about, men cannot live off of pretty much wine and bread alone, but of everything of God's word. I mean, of God's wisdom. What this is implying, again, that's why I always tell you guys too, like this is your actual reality. That's how you function. You know what I mean, that's why for you to become Christ-like, I mean, you really have to adopt the Christ mind or the Christ mentality. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. I felt like I'm preaching to the choir, but I mean, but that's what this whole thing is about. And that's what I do as a spiritual healer to help you to grasp that, to know who you are. That's why I hold the wisdom, the mirror of wisdom, so you can see yourself. And by the way, that is also the foundation of what spirituality is. And that's why I use spirituality to talk to spirits. You know what I'm saying? So, to be relevant, again, we would have to relate you know what I'm saying? That's why I had to know me. So now I can help you to know you. But anyway, going back to being mentally balanced, guys. You got to understand how your minds work. You have to understand how society or your culture is influencing your mind, is making you think. That's why every nation does things a certain way due to the culture, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You are being trained to think a certain way. You have to acknowledge that. You got to know what that is. You know what I'm saying? How is that beneficial to you, or how is it fucking you up? Again, mentally balanced, we're talking about being self-aware now. You're having more self-awareness of, your mental. And that's the only way you can only master it anyway. You know what I'm saying? You're not, you know what I'm saying? How do you, if, come on. There's levels to it. That's why for us, true spiritualists, we know how to be, let's just say in my case, I know how to be a Haitian nigga without being a Haitian nigga. Because I understand, okay, that's where I was born, but in terms of my mind, how it has to be shaped, I have to be in control of that. Or if not, I mean, well, that is also, I mean, I was gonna say, even if I don't choose to, I mean, it's gonna be on you anyway. It's either you become the trend or you follow it. I mean, it's either you set the trend or you follow it. I hope I had better news for you guys. Seems like every time I come out, I always have some bad news for some of you motherfuckers. Every time I show my face, I'm just radiating on you motherfuckers. You know, because, and even the society that you are being raised by is making you think a certain way. The television that you're watching, the school that you go to, the neighborhood that you live in, the people that you talk to. All of that, you have to become aware of all of it. You know, because what that does for you now, you having a mental clarity. You're not being clouded by other people's thoughts or ideas that are being imposed or projected on you. I mean, you may choose to use it, but at your own discretion. Now with authority, not like a like a little bitch who's just following shit. And that's the difference. And that's how too. Never mind. Never mind. That was just for me. It's like because when sometimes you're sharing shit. I mean, it's just, and that's why they say the presence of the Lord is always gonna be around you because as you talking about it, you tapping into different you know spaces, and at the same time it allows you. But anyway, I'm going to be talking about surrendering tonight too, so all of that, I want you guys to keep that in mind. But anyway, going back to being mentally balanced, I mean, you have to take all of these things into consideration, and that's what being conscious is. Because most people, I mean, don't even think like past like how you know what I'm saying. Like even just to look at it from that perspective alone. If you see it from that perspective, congratulations. This is for you. So again, we're talking about consciousness, attaining your highest level of consciousness, and that's what that entails. You knowing who you are, and that's the ultimate. That's the Christ-like figure. That's the ultimate achievement. This is your job. I mean, I've done it for myself, obviously. This is for you. And that's why, too, I'm putting all my heart into it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't giving you nothing half-fast here. This is all quality and for you. For you to love yourself, to embrace yourself. That alone, like, it's just a privilege. I mean, if you are of royalty, then you'll definitely get it. I mean that's where quality comes in, because quality is dealing with that inner, attributes, or what what I'm saying. And even when you're dealing with that side of you, that's what makes you a better human being. That's what makes you have fucking something called integrity. That's what's, you know, like you say what you mean and you mean what you say. Come on. It makes my heart beat. I love it. You know what I'm saying? It keeps my blood pumping. You know what I'm saying? Not because I don't know who I am. Now I gotta deceive other people. It's like it's crazy, and that's really what it comes down to. This whole spiritual journey. That's what. Those are what you call your haters, or however, whatever label that you guys use. You know what I'm saying? You're still right. Tomatoes, tomatoes. You can't be wrong on that one. You know what I'm saying? So again, being mentally balanced it's that type of level of awareness or understanding that you need to have, and that simply means you having a better understanding of you, and that's why the whole purpose is for you to be Christ-like. There's nothing else. There's no amount of fucking money that could replace this. Now this with money, now nigga, you already know. You know what I'm saying? And this without money too, shit, nigga. Look at the people who made history. I mean, in the world, guys, because in America, like our idols are businessmen, so it's different. Okay, get your mind out of that American mind for a second. And that's how you gotta learn how to be American without being a fucking American. Because all being a fucking American is just you were born in your soil, nigga. Ooh. With your American ass. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? What difference does it make? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shit, alright? Whatever floats your boats, man. Listen, if that's what works for you, by all means, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you think there's a little bit more to you, well, I got you. That's where I come in. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the night, pow, then you're listening to my voice. In the middle of the wilderness, now you're going to be hearing this. And this is what it means when the student is ready. Don't worry. The teacher will is right behind you. That's why you gotta understand, and I always tell you guys that you are the truth and you are the way. You can either be the way or you are in your own way. Either way, you are still the way. One benefits you, the other doesn't. It's more detrimental to you. And that's your salvation right there, nigga. That's your salvation. So when you say Christ is just a salvation, what you're really talking about is that level of understanding that will save you from your ignorance. But anyway, I got another something else on that. I started working on it. But anyway. So being mentally balanced, man, like you really gotta go, you gotta go deep, man. You know what I'm saying? And then with being emotionally balanced, nigga, you become perfect. Become perfect as God, your Father, is perfect. Now that perfection here is talking about balanced, not being flawless. Because the purpose, I mean, you know, no, I mean, flaws, not being flawless, does not exist in our world. That's why a lot of you guys have a misunderstanding of what perfection is. You're looking at perfection from you know what I'm saying, from not from an actuality perspective. Because first of all, if you ever heard the term "practice makes perfect," and again, there's no perfection. What that is saying is you'll become better at it. So your reality, you gotta fall for you to get up. And this is where a lot of you guys went left. That's why this is for the living. It's what kills you that sets you free. Anyway, I'll talk about that a little bit more. But I want you to understand what you're dealing with here. But anyway, as a spiritual healer, that's pretty much what I do in a nutshell. Now, if you're coming back, you already know love is love. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. Listen, this is from the heart. You don't have to believe me. Just listen to the words. Those, you know what I'm saying, would make the statement for me. And that's why I always tell motherfuckers, man, it's in the pudding. They're making noises. Like, it's like, I'm so loud, I'm silent. I mean, for you to understand that too, you would have to be in tune with nature too. Because nature, like when you surrender, because we're going to be talking about that. Oh, you are speaking the loudest. Listen, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I walk on certain path, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will be healing. Anything I touch, I heal. That's why even my haters love me. In fact, my haters love me the most. My haters love me the most. But they show it in a funny way. You know, they show it in a funny way. I mean, because they don't know how to express themselves. That's when they get physical. They hurting themselves. But hey, I'm gonna let them bury themselves. What can I do? There's nothing I could do. Nothing. But what I'm doing here, that's why this is for the living. It speaks for itself, man. But anyway, all I'm saying, baby, I love you. Thank you for coming back. You already know. You know what I'm saying? Everything's for you. The way I laugh, the way I drink, the way I smoke, everything I do is for you, baby. I'm putting on a show for you. I work for you. I serve you, sir. Ma'am, I serve you. So it is an honor not just for me, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, my honor now comes in the work itself, in the message itself. I mean, you can't tell me nothing. Like, a president ain't got shit on me, bro. That's how I'm feeling. With this type of understanding and how it could build other people to be better, man. I mean, you tell me a better job than that. You show that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing more rewarding for me. And that's why I always I tell you, I give you the best. I promise you that. Even if you don't see it, don't worry about it. Come back again. He said, it's satisfaction guarantee, baby. The minute you know what this is, the minute you understand it, listen, man. You home, family. You know, sit down. Let's talk a bit more. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. Oh, so much to talk about. So now, as part of my routine, if this is your first time here, and if you're coming back, you already know, I always like to take the time and talk about spirituality for just a sec. Not two, just a sec now. And the reason being is, as a spiritual healer, spirituality is the foundation. It's my foundation. Again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, it's it's using our story to talk about us. It's using. I mean, that's the only way for us to be relevant. If you're not talking about our issues, you do see what I'm saying? We're talking about being relevant. Are you relevant? If you say so, it's all good. We ain't judging. I was just asking. I mean, that's something you must know, and only you can answer that question. You know, so you know, spirituality is simply us, guys. It is us, man. Believe it or not, yeah, it's you, it's me, it's you, it's her, it's them, it's all of them. Yeah, all of these motherfuckers. And how do you know that? Well, I mean, you by learning more about us. When you get to learn how we function, change your thoughts, you change your life. So then now you realize knowledge plays a big part in the person that you are. That's why you must seek the kingdom of God. That's why I always tell people, like, do you want to sound smart or do you want to be smart? Sounding smart is not even smart if you're not smart. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing this for? The reward is in it. Oh, I found my jewels, baby. I found my treasure. You know, found my treasure. Oh, listen, man. Find yours, man. Now, when you really get to dissect, us, then, like I was saying, how thoughts have a big influence on who we are. Because then you realize you're more than what you appear to be, man. That's simply what that means. Even for you to get to know somebody or for you to get to know me, yes, you do know what I look like. But yet, it's not, there's more to that, right? There's a character part, yeah, that's what getting to know someone is. Was truly to know who they are. And that truly entails you literally bypassing their physical aspect. That means you have to look at their character. You do all of that. I mean, even if you're not aware of it. So when you get to dissect, to break down everything about us, you're like this living being, bro. This living thinking machine, or however the fuck you want to call it. But the Kabbalion calls it a little bit better, and I strongly recommend that for a lot of you guys. Because what the Kabbalion does, it talks about the seven Hermetic principles. The whole idea of that book is self-mastery. And again, for you to have self-mastery, you would have to understand, the mental aspect of the universe as you relate to it. When you understand, the more educated someone is, the more civilized they become. So the more you attain that Christ consciousness, you become a better human being. So truly, when we talk about sanity, to be sane, it's to be Christ-like. Otherwise, you're not. And yeah, and that's what those movies are trying to tell you, to wake your ass up by saying a lot of you do the same thing over and over, and you're expecting the different results. You've been voting for 20 years. You see how things play out. You know what I'm saying? You should know what's up. Yet you'd be the first one to jump and save the world. Brave. Now, this is pure like fiction. It's like pure like, for real? Like, you for real? Like, yeah. And that's what being lost is. But anyway, going back to our essence, the Kabbalion helps you to master yourself by understanding the 7 Hermetic principles, such as the law of correspondence. As it is within, so it is without. So that's giving you, let's just say, if you don't understand what's taking place internally, well, look at what's going on outside. Because there is a direct relationship between what's taking place inside of you and what's happening on the outside of you. And when you understand that, it helps you to have better self-mastery, for you to master yourself. And this is why I'm guiding you there. He talks about the law of gender, all of those different laws. Ultimately, the goal is for you to master you. Because none of it, you cannot have your heart to be as light as a feather if you have not become that. I mean, the only way is to be. The only way to be is to be, man. There's no way around it. So again, spirituality is talking about your regular life. Then now you get to explore the different gods. And then now in spirituality too, you would learn that you are a reflection of what your God is. You act like your God. The way your God acts, that's how you act. Just like when you look at, like when Jesus told you to go across the world, well, that's what Christian does. When now, if there's any other God, it has to be only your God. That's how Christians act, because that's the manual that they're being fed. So your God reflects your actions. Like if you're a Buddhist, you're more open to other gods, because in your religion there are many gods. So even if you don't know my God, well, my God is still welcome. You would want to learn. Or, I mean, not necessarily have to learn, but you'll be more receptive, more accepting, like you would have more acceptance of others. And that's why these other religions do, because it's not part of their teachings. So they are acting like they're gods. That's why I always tell you guys, the greatest form of mind control is mythology. That's what your colonizers used to colonize your ass. They understood it. Then religion became what it is, and then the the Pope becomes the Pope. Everything is still in place. Now, they understand their greatest power is God. And it's true. That's why they believe in it. They know it. And I know it too. That's why their God means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? And means everything to me at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like a man of God, you see God everywhere. To the pure, all is pure. When you become born again, now you understand that you are spiritual. You understand, oh shit, I have a third eye. I have chakras. I need to meditate. Why? Because for your better well beingness, right? Or whatever the fuck. For your mental health. Then you realize, oh shit, I need my mental health. So these type of frequency alone, like, requires for you now to acknowledge a little bit more of you. And that's what you call now I'm spiritual. I want you to understand this. But overall, spirituality is you. Don't be stuck. And that's why, even in spirituality too, that's why it embodies everything. And that's what I use for me to communicate with you. In other words, I come to you with a broader perspective. Everybody's going to find something. I got for everybody. I got a handful. I got something for everybody. But that entails also I had to open up to all the gods too. And that helped me to explore additional aspect of me. And when you truly understand, like, just like men needs God, because God help you to elevate. Again, God is those inner qualities, those divine qualities. That's what separate us from them, and them from us. Are you a person of integrity? Or are you a follower? Like, which one is it? Like, whichever side you get to be in touch with, that's what's going to determine how you see things. And that's why when you acknowledge God in you, it elevates you automatically. So you need God in your life. Everybody needs it. And if you find no God, you create one. If you understand how you operate. But this is for the elders too. Because I know I'm taking you a little bit deeper now. Because this is, again, taking you to the roots. Because if you understand that, then you understand your essence. Then you're good. That's the point. Then now, as you're being born again now, you got to start perceiving this reality from a different perspective. When people look at people, you got to see spirit. So automatically now, you're tapping into their energy. This is for the livings. And then now, the other part of spirituality is the sacred text aspect of it. And generally speaking, this is what is being called the occult or metaphysics, hermetics, however you want to dissect it. You'll see the similar thing in all of them. They're all talking about a hidden side. There's something hidden, hermetic. It's what is that trying to express to you is that you have to look for it. We're trying to get you to look for it. Hence, the beginning of the journey for you. Find who you are. We're looking for that spark. So now that's what you call the occult. And what is that dealing with is the darker side of you. And what that implying, it's simply the part of you that you do not see but that exists. That's why I was saying earlier, when you get to break all of us down, then you realize there is a lot more to you than what you appear to be. Then that's why people will tell you you have a subconscious mind. Some of the basic understanding about the occult is to let you know that you have a subconscious mind. The sub is under your conscious. But by you understanding that, now you bringing out of the darkness, you bringing out the light. Then that's the allegory that we use to let you know, again, you got to look for it. But again, we would also tell you the light is in the darkness. Just like as you go through your experiences, that's how you learn. So you are meant, you are conditioned, your conditioning, your makeup is to fail. Because that's the only way you prevail. Do you understand that? The minute you understand that, then now losing have a whole different meaning for you. Now you become more in tune and more, become more in tune with you. Because the actuality that we're living is that it's the people that makes the mistake that learn, bro. Who the fuck do you think, do you know who just blow up? What the fuck? Michael Jordan told you, he had to practice. What the fuck, niggas? The remedy of the pain is in the pain. The thing about hard work, it's not the result, it's who you become. Now, that's the part you need to address. That's what I'm trying to help you to address. And that's that consciousness, that's that higher side of you. And in just a minute, we're going to be talking about surrendering. You would need to surrender to that. And that has to surrender to God. And listen, the connection, you see it already? Can you see the Trinity? The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. So to think of spirituality as something that's outside of you, just let me know you were ignorant. And I'm not cursing you out. It just simply means you don't know who the fuck you are. You're not conscious. That's all it means. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the biggest misunderstanding about spirituality, because people don't see themselves as spirit, pretty much. Because you don't see yourself as spirit, then you see yourself as more of a physical body. And the more you attach to just that physical body, this is where the dick and pussy, this is where, the fruit of the of, let's just say, what's the word? Of the flesh. That's what you're going to get with the fruit of the flesh. But if you acknowledge the God in you, your inward qualities that start with you accepting you too. That's why there's no way for you to get to God without you. That's why you are the way. That's what makes you the way. Because only you can do it. Get it? So even when we talk about surrender, and I'll get to that too, the misunderstanding that people have. It's crazy. That's why there's no transformation. Because you don't understand your structure, your essence. That's why I always tell people too, there's nothing, in talking about Jesus, if you're not going to be like Jesus. If you're going to be like Jesus, now, there's more benefit. That's part of your nature. That's why, believe it or not, you cannot serve two gods automatically. You cannot be of, let's just say, the flesh and of the spirit at the same time. Although you are, but that's what we're trying to say too. You are deeper than that. That's why you embrace your reality. But the reality also that we're saying here too is that you are spirit. So again, you being spirit, you have to adapt the spirit mentality for you to reflect it. You got to act like you know, man. What, you're going to act like you don't have senses and you're expecting that this is what we're saying. Insanity. Insanity. Blasphemy. When you start to look at it from that perspective, then God becomes a whole lot different to you. More of something you can interact with. Well, if you can interact more with it, well, you're going to become more godlike. And guess what you're going to do? Guess how you're going to be? You're going to have more compassion, peaceful, joyful. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to have envy and jealousy, nigga. Those are not the fruit of the spirit, man. That's why, again, like I always tell people, man, like a lot of you motherfuckers, especially when you're not conscious, and I get it. I understand it. Because I went through it myself. Nigga, I solved my own fucking case. And it wasn't meant for me to listen. You have to see beyond the veil. But anyway, I know what I know. And guess what? When you get to know what I know, and then which is you, oh man, listen, it will open up your eyes too. You'll use your eyes in ways you've never used them before. And speaking of that, that's why we all need to surrender and trust the process. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I'm a little bit excited. Please forgive me. I said, the bearer of bad news. He called me, look at him. He's the bearer of bad news. I'm the villain. The Joker, motherfucker. Woo-wee. Listen, man. Hey, man, what job bless. No man curse. You could try if you want. You know what I'm saying? Hey. me later. I'll see you later. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the only one who'll be looking at you later. You'll see me too, but hey, we'll be heading in different directions. Best and believe. I'm trying to tell man, you can't go where I go, nigga. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Only the Father, yeah, you can't touch me. Don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? I need to go where I need to go. Can't stop it, man. Like my man said, you better wake up and apologize. Even when you even thought about it. Now you paying for your thoughts, stupid motherfucker. It was just for your thought. You think it's your action? Nah. It's your thought, bitch. That's where you fucked up. Because you got me fucked up. Oh, man. You got me fucked up. It's your thoughts, bitch. Not the same. Not in my class, man. You're gonna learn. Anyway. You know what I'm saying? Again, we gotta make sure everybody get theirs. You know what I'm saying? Because when we step out, hey, man, for some we are the bearer of great news, and to others, because as we hold the mirror of wisdom, we also hold the mirror of conscience. Because we speak for everybody too, man. Okay? Everybody's gonna get theirs. I got their mirrors. I got their numbers. Perfect size. You know what I'm saying? I got your coffin. Perfect size, baby. What? That's what you thought? What? That's what you had in mind? Is that what you were thinking about? Who am I to say anything? Oh man, I'm wilding. Let me stop. All right, so let's get back to the conversation, guys. All right, I got carried away, and hey, this is the beauty of all of it. It's to embody and listen. This is all spiritual, all spiritual. This is all your life, and all of it is beyond, or it's more than what it appears to be. Anything, even a simple joke. So again, like you're dealing with energy all around you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do, man. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's just a handful of, you know what I'm saying, like hard-headeds. You know what I'm saying? They all challenge me in everything that I'm better at them. You know what I'm saying? And they're expecting to win. See that? I have never witnessed anything like that in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they want me to unsee what I see. How do you do that? Even if I were to become blind, I already saw it. There's nothing you can do about it, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you can try. You let me know. Let me know how it's working out. No apologies. I want to know how it's working out. That's all. You'll be all right. You're going to be all right. Keep going. So again, it's all spiritual. So basically, it was just a sec. for me to break down spirituality, but most importantly, for you to understand it is your. Because if you already approaching this with that type of understanding, my friend, listen, you are welcome. This message is for you because already you're already looking at it from a whole different perspective, and that's what you need to tap into. That's the other side of you. That's the dark side, so to speak. Not a demon side, none of that. That entails you understanding your chakras and all that thing, meditation. You need all that. Open up your third eye. There's shit for it. There's shit you could do to open up, as you do your meditation. What is that doing? Well, you are assessing the other world. You also expanding your own consciousness. That's why through meditation you get more understanding. It's not books. Now the books as a reference, as you already have the understanding, it will add more to you now. But when you're not ready for certain books, that's why I know for me personally, there's been books that I've read I didn't understand until years later. I'm like, oh, that's what. Oh man, okay. I was catching on just the grammar. Which is books that, if I wanted to parlay. But the true understanding, listen, it's you. You ever wonder why do you have teachers every grade that you go into? Because if it was all about learning how to read and write, well, motherfucker, you already know how to do that by the age of what, 9, 10, 11? Well, depending how fast or how slow you are. Some motherfuckers still trying to put it together. Listen, we ain't judging. All we saying is, if that's all it took, that's why we go to seminars. There's always things that, that people are opening your mind to, helping you to be more aware of. And overall, it makes you a better, well-rounded person. And that's what perfection is about, my friend. We just talked about perfection. The masculinity and the femininity in yourself are at peace, at ease. They're dancing. It's a beautiful dance. Like this is your purpose. And again, even to talk about spirituality, it's revealing these things about you. Either you want to talk about God, however you want to approach it. And again, even from a God perspective, it's that part of you that helps you to elevate yourself. You have a little more self-esteem when you talk about God. You act a certain way when you talk about God. Don't you? If you're a man of God, do you drink? Okay, so you have a better behavior. So that alone, that's why I don't knock it. I'm like, okay, I get it. The only part of it I will say, you cannot be stuck there. In fact, it's that could be a prison, and it's been a prison for a lot of you. So it became your downfall, but it's not because of that itself. It's because of you. Because that is around, it has nothing to do with me. It didn't do that to me. In fact, I'm changing the meaning of this shit. I'm breathing life into it. See, this is different for us. And this is what becoming Christ-like, which means adopting a Christ-like mentality. Again, there's no benefit in not being Christ. You could talk about it all you want. But if you're not going to act like him, you're not going to reflect how he would have proceeded in certain actions and things like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, how good is it to your daily functions, to your daily activities? How is it helping you? That's why a lot of you fuckers or on a weekly basis. Y'all just went to the club. You know what I'm saying? And the next day you're in church. I get it. It's another social activity. I don't see. I mean, I'm not even knocking that. In fact, it makes sense. I mean, if anything, you got shit. You live your life, however you deem to look at it. Again, you are the truth and you are the way. Whatever false reality you choose to say to yourself is gonna be true. Why? Because you make it true. And that's why a lot of us are in the fucking abyss, but not understanding where the fuck we are. That's what the Matrix is talking about. A world that is being pulled in front of you that is created. So meaning now most of you, you're understanding. That's why you don't you see God as something being outside of you. You know, it's for you to pay your taxes, go to college. You know, like be part of this and be part of that. What type of job do you have? Who do you work for? Keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If that is your perspective, well, that is the world that's been created for you. And in that world, there's competition, people envy, jealousy. I mean, yeah, the whole shebang. Yeah, the whole thing. This is where you go and vote for your president, and you go ahead. You know what I'm saying? You're saving the world, like you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You go to war against nations, and that is a world that is being created. Then you talk about bigger countries, smaller countries, and this is your reality of this reality. Wow. And then now some of us talk about history. Saying to you know what I'm saying, your savant, I guess. Wow. Wow. Okay. I mean, all that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But for me, in addition to that, like I can't not acknowledge other aspect of myself. You know what I'm saying? In fact, those other aspect of myself that I have acknowledged help me to have a better understanding of what you call Maya or the illusion that is in front of us. This smoking mirror that is in front of you. That's why when you know, like, how you gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna get me to unknow? Unknow? Unknow. Okay, unknow. Okay. I no longer know. Really? God damn. Mm. Mm. Whatever floats your boats. So, spirituality, it is our life, guys. Now, this is why we came here to talk about surrendering. Surrender to your higher self. Surrender to God. I mean, you cannot surrender to your higher self. I mean, to God without surrendering to you. There's a part of you that you are surrendering to as you are surrendering to God. Do you see the connection? And this is something you're living. This is your experience. This is why we all talk about God from our perspective, from what we know. The only difference is me as an ascended master. What we're doing, pretty much, you know what I'm saying, it's helping you now to be aware of what you're doing, because it makes a difference when you know what you're doing. Do you see what I'm saying? Just saying. If you don't know what you're doing, man, like, I mean, you're gonna do it anyway. This is where the structure comes in. This is where the occult, the books comes in, those sacred texts, those artifacts that our ancestors left for us. You know, at some point there was a debate: should they even write about it? And also being afraid that the writing would enslave us, as you see today when people refer to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the Bible should be serving you serving the Bible. This is blasphemy. This is you worshiping idols. You got it all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand, like even with the fucking Egyptians, they don't understand those statues. You say they are worshiping idols, but that's not true. You don't understand it. You don't understand when something is dormant, whereas something is alive. You see, by having the cross, you're keeping Jesus dying alive, the resurrection alive, the victory alive. That's what it represents. So if you're a Christian, you have that in your house. You are empowering yourself. That is not worshiping idols. Now, the part that you get to worship idols now, it's when you don't understand this whole Jesus thing is you. When you don't understand, like, because when you don't understand it, you're not being like it. That's why you guys are followers. You're not living your truth. Whereas all of those documents was for you to understand they were meant not to put you in a cage, but to expand the whole Jesus story. And in fact, let's get to it since we're talking about surrendering. If we're going to talk about surrender, the Jesus arrest story is the best at explaining what surrender is. What do? We sacrifice ourselves for something greater. And you heard Jesus when he went and talking to the tree. If it was up to him, like, nigga, you already know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, fuck it. It's for the benefit of the humanity, of the world. You sacrifice yourself for a better deal. And this is what also a lot of people need to learn about. You know, that's why you have to follow your passion, because it's helping you to closing on a deal that's better for you. Doesn't matter where it takes you. That comes first, because as you're following your passion, you're also developing as a person. That's the growth. That's why you see there's a difference between people who follow their passions and people who do not follow their passions. In most cases, people who don't follow their passions, they have jobs. So they're not growing through their jobs. They're all learning, yeah, depending on the fucking position, but they're not growing. When you following your own path, you growing as your career is growing. Like you'll see guys like AJ, Anthony, Joshua, or whoever the fuck, they become bigger as they are being exposed to bigger things. That's a whole different path, man. You know, it's almost like you seeing it. It's that's why for me, it's almost like even when I'm talking to you, I'm also talking to me. You see what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Like we all having this talk and talking to me too, because I'm embracing all of me. So you best believe. So going back to the Jesus story, arrest story, you could see his frustration. This is what's taking place as you surrender. A lot of people like to talk about they surrender to God. Okay, like, nah, nigga, it's painful. Wait a minute. It's not as easy as it is being said. Because what it means is you got to go through what Jesus went through. And guess what? He said, you know what? Fuck my will, God. If that, whatever you want, and then God, you already know. He's going to stick it to you. That's why God is best for you. But that's why you got to start having a different understanding of God. And it's important. Because it's through the difficulties that you become better. That's why I can't recall, there was a Sufi saying. They said, I mean, these guys, and I love it too. They said, I prayed God for wisdom, and God give me difficulties and things for me to solve, things for me to learn. This is how it works. That's why you have to learn how to embrace your pain. Oh, it's not shit, nigga. If anybody know how easy it's not, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, listen, man, that's why the Buddhists talk about suffering and pain. And I want you to understand those are two different things. You can have a pain, but a suffering is to hold on to that pain. Pain happened, okay, let's heal, let's deal with that, and then this is done. But after, like, you did all that and you're still holding on to that pain, that's what suffering is. This is, are you walking? You got to keep going. And I always say this, Christopher Nolan has some of the best line in Batman Begin, and I really love it because I feel like this motherfucker got it. And the line was, I think it was Bruce talking to his father, it was Wayne, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He said, why do we fall? And he was asking, trying to ingrain that into the son's mind. And by the way, this is how we should raise your kids, for them to be children of God. That's what being children of God is. For them to have the understanding of who they are. Let the children come through, man. Get the fuck out the way, man. Let the children come. Because this is also for them. You know, that's how you shifting. That's how you stop the cycle. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk to your kids any type of fucking way, man. They are the future. Be the future, motherfucker. You serve them to be the best of them. Not the best of you by projecting narcissism and all that bullshit. Like, and here's something else too. That's why I also talked about killing your parents. Not physically. What that implies is in terms of you forming or building your own character. I mean, for sure you could learn, but now it becomes part of you. Not because you've been you influenced, but it's different when it becomes part of you. Does that make sense? It becomes part of you now. You claimed it as you. It's serving you. But if it's not serving you, I mean, it's not serving you. What are you trying to do? Come on, man. Like, I'll let you fight yourself. And that's insanity. And that's the world around you. That's the world around you, man. And we're expecting the same thing every year, every 4 years, baby. Keep saving me. Thank you very much. Without you, I wouldn't be where I'm at without you, and I mean that. So going back to that Jesus story, surrendering is again we're talking about pain too. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have pain because they're there to teach you. Because as part of the world that we're living in, my friend, we we rise through failure. That's why you never quit. You never quit, dog. And anybody who ever made it knew that they never stopped. And after they made it, guess what they did? They never stopped. I mean, they may not be going the same way that they were going, but in life, everything is flowing. The law of rhythm, man. You gotta keep you gotta keep growing, even as a person. How do you have the same mentality when you were 16? It doesn't make sense. And then you're gonna have kids? No, man. I mean, I don't want to think like I was 16, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's gonna raise my kids? How do you not flow? How do you not change? How do you not evolve? Well, that entails you. But if you are not involved, you're just going through the years, and that's why you have Chuckies, as I call them. And those are simply people who are young in mind, but stuck in an older body. They 39, but they fucking, you know what I'm saying? They fucking really like 13. Literally, like maybe not even 13. Do you see what I'm saying? And these are the people who have not dealt truly with their true emotions. And this is what you have in your society: a bunch of killers, potential killers. Look at the crime rate. Look at what's driving people to kill. Inheritances, stealing money, envy, jealousy. There you go. That's it, bro. Niggas stealing what you got. This is it. And this is all being triggered. Then you have people who are following because they are trained, you know what I'm saying, not to be who they are. And then you have this system is so cute. You do all of that, and then now, okay, this is your scale. This is the justice your justice system is giving you. This is the justice that your justice system is giving you. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know, man. But anyway, going back now to the difference in pain and suffering, that's important because it comes with a state of mind. You know, when you start grasping pain as a lesson, well, that's what grown men do. As a child, you spoke as a child or as a man. What are we doing? The conversation's got to be different. And as I get older than that too, well, it's gonna get even better. Then we're aging like fine wine. We got shit to talk about. Now listen, I'm lifing over here. Nigga, life is lifing. I'm lifing by embracing and being the best that I can be in every fucking aspect. I mean, we're just making it count, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes me a showman. I'm a businessman. What you want me to do? I'm a showman, baby. Of course, I love it. What the fuck? What the fuck not? You know what I'm saying? I get to talk my shit. I get to be me, nigga. I'm the light. Fuck the spotlight. You see, when you approach something like this, ironically, you get it only humbles you. It really does. because you're not doing it for any other reason. You know what I'm saying? So how am I gonna be bigger than you when I'm doing it for me? You don't even count, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because for you to be you, nobody else can be around. If you're gonna get on stage, oh well, it's gonna be you on stage, nigga. What are you doing? You singing? You? Are you dancing for us tonight, nigga? What are you doing? If you're gonna be on stage, it's gonna be you. Or if you with a crew, well, it's gonna be the crew. But you're gonna be part of the tomatoes, tomatoes. You are the truth and the way. The truth is you. Because even if you say you can't, you tell them the truth. Now, how truthful it is, now that's a whole different ballgame. This is where you got to delve a little bit more into there's different levels of truth without it being false. Then now you're embracing the paradoxes of life. You understand now the Kabbalion opposite meets. They come together. Again, if you understand the mental aspect of the universe, as it is said in the Kabbalion, my friend, you are welcome. This is the greatest gift that I could have ever given you. It is an honor for me to give it to you. I mean, you may choose to wipe your ass with it. But it came from love, nigga. And when you even delve into the knowledge for itself, then you would know too. So you would have to know for you to know. You know? And that's the thing about knowing. And that's what you represent. When Albert Einstein told you you cannot solve a problem with the same state of mind that created it, what the fuck do you think he's telling you? Think differently. Become the way. And through meditation, oh, you know you are the fucking way. So those are some of the leg work that has to be done, you know, along with the understanding, because all of it, it's all one aspect, right? Now this is becoming your life. This is living. You know what I'm saying? You connecting to nature. Everything that has to be done, you know, to maintain that, you know what I'm saying, that mental health, I mean, wellness. You gotta fuck with it. And living in this mental prison. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like too about the movie. I can't recall what was the I can't recall the name, but that was a pretty good movie. I really liked it. You know what I'm saying? This is the land of the lost. Like the legend of the seven sea. This is all talking about the world that you're living in. But again, reflecting the reality that you're living now, there is more to it. That's why to me it is a little bit sad to say when I see that people only see, you know, I don't mind, you know, your political party and all that, but that's the only thing you saw. Like, there's nothing else beyond that. Like, wow. I mean, how do you fall how do you fall so short? Like, it's right in front of you too. You know, like, are you alive? Like, is there an other meaning to life besides the air that you're breathing? Better yet, is that even air that you're breathing? So it's to be conscious of what's around you. So again, the whole aspect of this world being a fucking illusion, it relates to, I mean, it's, you know, again, it's just a full circle. Directing you to you. So to surrender, going back to, so I guess we pretty much talked about the pain again, you know, and that's the main difference. That's what they say, They try to tell you, man, you don't hold the non-attachment shit that the Buddhists are talking about. That's what they're talking about, the non-attachment. I almost forgot about it. That's what these niggas are talking about. Pretty cool. I mean, shit. I mean, I get it. I mean, I love the way it's being said. That's why I said it the way they said it. But it comes down for you to understand it, though. Do you see what I'm saying? That's really what it comes down to. Anyway, and then you say it, however the fuck you want to say it. How do you want to say it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that way. Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Non-attachment, to have it, not to attach to it, like however the fuck you want to call it. I mean, yeah. I mean, that is your life. And when you understand that, that's why you're always going to grow, because you're putting yourself in a position for you to grow, because that's what growth is all about. So to surrender, I want you to understand that, because I'm making the connection here, because I'm taking the surrendering on a whole different level. Because when you got to understand, going back to the Jesus story, and just so you guys know too, like I always tell people, in that Jesus story, it was the death, through his death, or how he surrendered with love. Again, that's what he did. He opened up his heart. Him being vulnerable, okay, yo, this is what I would like. Like, it's like, shit. You know what I'm saying? This is just me too. Like, have some shit ever happened to you that you didn't expect, but yet you gotta deal with this shit, but you can't take it personal neither? Like, you acknowledge, oh shit, man, this is $40 that I didn't want to spend, but yet, you know what? At the same time, I'm glad I got the $40 too, nigga. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why for me, I just look at it from that gratitude perspective, and understand that these things are going to happen, and then I'm going to have to deal with them any fucking way. But depending on what level that you went, I just took it on a whole different notch. But if we're going back to what we were saying, but it's almost like, okay, so, but at the same time, you can also benefit from it. So now you got to weigh the pros and the cons. Okay, how does it make you feel? Because if it's something that you couldn't stop from happening to you any fucking way, like, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do, nigga? when you can't stop shit, you just watch it taking place in front of you. Listen, I told him this is destiny. You can never stop destiny, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But again, we'll see. I'll see you. You'll see me too. Well, we'll see each other later. But anyway, it's what kills you that make you stronger, dog. If it doesn't kill you, understand this. And Mike Tyson said that too. Crème de la crème. And by the way, too, oh man, this is one of my favorite chants. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how this guy evolved. And listen, and those are the things that people are not paying attention to. Again, that's because you're not connected to you. The media wouldn't say anything about, look at his growth. This guy, he has a podcast. He's talking about God. He's talking, like, but none of that matters? Like, God damn. But the minute this nigga put his hand on the fucking airplane shit, well, you already know. and this is your society, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's gossip. It's this is. I mean, how do you remain pure in that type of shit? It's like this shit is literally fucking you up. It's like it's almost like this system is just it's fucking you up from the start. Sorry to say. Then now you're gonna talk about justice. let's talk about it. Now, don't get it fucked up. This is not to downplay any type of justice. That is, in fact, like I told you guys, I don't knock any of it. I don't want you to get it misconstrued here. What I'm referring to, it's for you to be stuck in that reality alone. That's the difference. Because now, because you're stuck in that reality alone, you don't have a bigger perspective. You're falling short. You sound cute, meaning you think that you know what you're talking about, but you don't. And that's the sad news. You really do not. Because your only sanity is going to come from you tapping into your true self. There's no ifs and buts, man. It's either you know or you don't know. The only way for you to be a better human being, you would have to adopt God into your life. The whole aspect of religious, or to be a religious man, what the true meaning is a man of God consciousness, which is what I'm doing to you here. I'm talking to you by helping you to become conscious of your higher self or of God. Listen, my work is quality work, nigga, just so you know. The talking itself is quality, and then adding on to, the dude itself or himself. It's it is what it is. Shit, nigga, you can't tell me nothing. Even if you're right, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's like, can you believe, like, when you find yourself, you know you, and you great in your own skin, and people trying to get you to be out of your own skin? Like, how does that work? Well, good luck. I know what I got. You know, apparently, you don't know what I got. Nor you don't even know what you have, neither. If you even think you have anything. That's why you are not worthy. And as being unworthy, you do unworthy shit. And those are what your insanity minds or construct, or your society bullshit is conducing you to be. That's what they pumping you to be. That's why anyone who thinks outside of that box, they automatically becomes what? An anomaly, not a regular, not an average. See, to begin with, it's like that's why, a lot of people, you don't even understand what's in front of you. So I get it. I get it. If anything I'm saying to you, it's nonsense. I get it. No, in fact, you're right. You are right. Perfect. And this is the beauty too, in when you get to see things for what they are, when you really get to see perfection. To the pure, all is pure. And that's what compassion comes into. The fruit of the Spirit gives you compassion. Meaning, I understand why you say what you say. I mean, I'm not attached to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to sleep good, but I understand why you feel this way. It's jealousy. You know what I'm saying? It's just hurting you. Oh my God. Like, wow. Hey, be strong. Keep going. He's strong. I mean, hey, you've been dealing with yourself that way. I guess that's the only way you know best. Hey, listen, man, who am I to, you know what I'm saying? Because anything too, like, would be toxic to you anyway. Because the mind don't know even what's good and what's not. And this is what the occult is also teaching you too. Again, this is all to tie it back to us being spiritual beings. How do you not see yourself as a spiritual being? I mean, I get it, but but if you understand your own life too, man, even for your well-being, even to read a book helps you to develop your mind. I mean, do we not see that wisdom is important? Why do people are faking to have wisdom? Why are you faking to be wise when you can be wise? It's your right and duty to be wise. What the fuck? What the fuck? Help! Help! Help me. What's the point? What are we doing? What are we doing? Now, can you see why is it called the land of the lost? That's why I have compassion. I understand. I get you. The fruit of the Spirit. That's why we always love. And love keep our heart open. And we have the understanding. The only way for you to be a better human being is to be in your Christ-like mentality, nigga. I mean, otherwise, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna throw the first stone, and that's what you see out there, man. There's a bunch of people throwing stones out there, and a lot of them are hiding their hands too. That's why they're looking to stone me, man. They stoning me, but none of it touched me, baby. You know what I'm saying? Ask about me. If you think I'm lying, ask the people you've been asking, nigga. They'll tell you. Unless if they want to lie to you, well, that's on you and them. Nah, man. Listen, man, this is gonna end. Listen, you know how this is gonna end, man. You know what I'm saying? You go left, I'll go right, nigga. It's that way. You could cloak all you want, nigga. You ain't cloaking shit. Or binding nothing. Watch. You'll see. You'll see later. You'll see later. I'll see it later. Don't worry, you'll see it later. And and it's gonna be so clear too. Even when you don't want to see it, you're gonna see it, nigga. In fact, you don't want to see it now, but it's looking at you. Like, I'm saying, you want to talk about being retarded? You wonder why they call you stupid? On top of that, on top of all of that, and now you wonder why they call you stupid. Damn. This niggas just don't want to learn. Hey, man, that's why they're going to throw the books at you, man. You don't want to learn, they're going to throw the books at you. You're going to learn either way. Oh, there's no going back. There's no listen. That's the path we're all heading. I'm going to get mine just like you're going to get yours, man. But I know you're not going to get mine, though. That's what I know. You're not gonna get mine. Hold on to it. Don't worry. You're not gonna get mine. You know what I'm saying? Smell it. Know what it's like to have it. You know what I'm saying? And then watch the one who has it. Has it. Woo! Oh shit! Victor is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when you stay victorious, man, you know you can't accomplish victory without being victorious. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always tell niggas, man, winners gonna win. And that's what winners do. When you're a winner, you win. It don't matter what kind of hands you got. In fact, it's none of their business. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm a win. I'm not losing. I know. You know I don't do that. Shame you, stupid. How do you know that? And then you're going to get me to lose. Now you're going to find out that I don't lose. And it's going to be on you. You put yourself in front of it. You know what I'm saying? All right. So then you're going to dance. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, nigga. It's you. Hey, that's what it means. Well, bring it on. Thought it was easy, right? All right. Okay. Let's keep going. I'm saying I want you to all of that. Yeah, squeeze my balls. And you tell me how they feel. I want you to tell me how they feel. But I don't really want to hear it though. I know. Don't worry about it. We good. No, thank you. I don't want to hear it. I know. But anyway, guys, going back to that Jesus story, man. To surrender, man, it's what kills you that makes you stronger. I want you to understand that. Your growth to get on that other side, the Christ-like mentality. Listen, man. You're going to have to adopt a different mentality. And to surrender, ironically, I used to think before, it's almost like you're giving up a part of you. I mean, to a certain level it is. That's what makes it a sacrifice. But truly, what that is, though, it's you becoming your greater self. That's why the people who follow their passion, they understand that. There's a connection that they have to life. There's an understanding, a more humble understanding, a more of a, why do we fall? We fall so we know how to get up type of shit. They understand that. That's where you get all your motivational bullshit or inspirational bullshit. And that's why they're also doing God's work too. They're doing God's work too. But again, those are the thieves too. Because they're going to tell you all that shit, but the true shit they're not telling you is that it is you. Meaning, your spirit, nigga. So if they're going to talk to you about life, what you need to be, the true thing is here. That's what makes them thieves. Because they're not giving you the real shit. That's why you got to come here to get it too. Or you got to follow Christ or the kingdom of God. Because all we're doing over here is holding the mirror, nigga. Look at yourself. Is it conscious or wisdom? Is it good news or bad news? And you know what kills? You hate yourself so much. You even watch me when you don't even like me. Yo, this shit is beyond me, man. Like, I know for me, like, niggas I don't fuck with, I just don't fuck with them. Like, that's what it means not to fuck with you, right? You know that? Then, you know, and like, yo, this shit is so hilarious, bro. Like, I never thought stupidity was a thing. You know that? Man, I used to be way too harsh on myself. I'm never doing that again. In fact, I'm in love. So, you know, you already know that's not going to happen. But because I found myself too, it allows me to see great other things. But anyway, let's go back to that story because I keep, you know what I'm saying, stepping out of it. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Almost 1 o'clock. Damn. So again, man, let's just you kind of get the point. If you understand the rest, the you know what I'm saying, Jesus giving, and then yet became the greatest thing that he can be. And here's something that I also wanted to say too. When you listen, what you think you sacrifice from what you're gonna get, it's not even a sacrifice. You know that? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know, man. Once you get to it, I hope you find your beauty. Then you know it was worth all of it. Then you're like, okay, what else? I mean, okay, I wouldn't mind suffering some more because I know what this is. I mean, suffering wasn't good, but hey, all right, I'll do it for this again. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And of course, it's not gonna go there, but it's the idea, is how open you are to it. Because once you get on that side too, I mean, this is history. That's why, you know what I'm saying, you now living the new days, you know what I'm saying, however the fuck, well, you know what I'm saying, all that good shit they tell you, right? Like, the old is past, now it's the new, all that good shit. You best believe, nigga. Those days are long gone, bitch. These are the new days. Mm, mm. Oh, you're gonna learn. The hard way or the easy way. Either way, you're gonna get it. Listen, man. Like, listen. You pick. You could have went the easy route, but you wanted. Hey, that's what hard-headed do, man. The hard-headed always gotta feel it to believe it, cause they can't see it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you don't even have the skill. You so disrespecting yourself. You are disrespecting yourself so. Oh, you've been doing that anyway. You see why you sorry now? You always been sorry. You always a loser, man. Hey, guess what you're gonna do? Hey, congratulations. That's what you're good at. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't belong in the same, like, nothing. You know, in the same nothing. You know what I'm saying? And everything. Everything, no. Nothing, no. Like, we just don't belong, bro. But you'll get it. You'll get it. Copycats. That's what you get for copying niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why they tell you never follow the cars in front of you, man. You make sure you drive your own car. Never follow the cars in front of you. Because if you make a bad move, you're going to make a bad move too. Or if you think you made a bad move and then the worst move, you make the worst move. Quit. Damn. Anyway. Um, let's sums it up, guys. You know what I'm saying? Again, to surrender is a powerful thing, man. It's to surrender to your higher self and then to God. And to God also because now you're reflecting. Just like Jesus, as Jesus to for Jesus to surrender, he had to reflect on himself. So that's one of the biggest thing that you do in surrendering. I'm not even done yet. This is just the surface. You know what I'm saying? So look at yourself. Yeah, you. Look at you. So that's the first thing you do. Then now you take it. You know what I'm saying? You know God's gonna deliver all anytime, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like shit. Guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? From a good side or a bad side. He's always on time, man. On his own time too. You know what I'm saying? These fuckers. But my niggas, I had to learn how to surrender to that too. You know what I'm saying? And then you get to explore other side of you while you're surrendering. Because you really got to let go, man. yo, when you say God take the wheel, shit. God will surprise you, nigga. Now, that's true surrender. And that's the process that you got to trust. The things you don't see. Because now, like I always tell people, man, like I move like the blind man reading the scripture. And I made it part of my nature. That's my nature. I understand it is my nature. And here's something else too, man. That's why I never, like, listen, you shit. you listen, you would have to remove God in me. It's not even me holding on to God. It's the God in me. Let me help you. What you need to do is to remove the God in me. And that can never happen. You know what I'm saying? If you say you're going to remove me, and then you would have to remove God too. Because, hey, listen, man, that's my gang. You know it. You know the energy when you saw it. You know, you went against God. Okay. Okay. Instead, you called it stupid. Okay. Okay. All right. Hey, man, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Whew, heard. So again, guys, going back to this whole surrendering thing, you see how powerful that thing is? And you see how much involved it is. It's not something you talk about. I mean, what I'm saying by talking about is, of course I'm talking about it too, but trust and believe, man, like, it's not just to talk. That's what I meant to say. And besides, this knowledge is, that's why I always tell you guys too, the words got to be made flesh. Your divinity has to be materialized. How else would they call you a man of God if your energy doesn't? In fact, you don't even have to say a word, man. You got to step in places and they can say, until that happens to you, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to tell you nothing. Until that happened to you, you can't tell me nothing, nigga. Because all that was telling you that you didn't pay attention to. He was a golden child. He was one of the ones. But you know. I guess you didn't believe your eyes. You see why you're so blinded? You blinded your own self. You become in your own way. I have nothing to fight. And that's what I'm mad about. You give me no fight, bro. And that's the fight. I'm fucking mad. Y'all give me no fights. I'm bored, man. I'm fucking bored, okay? But hey, alright, let me watch. Let's see. Alright, yeah, I guess that's the journey. Let's watch and see. Man. Okay. I guess for me it's patience. Is it anxiety for you? Listen, man. Hey, I came to play. You came to play too. Okay. All right. Here we all playing. You know but anyway, going back to surrendering, guys. Oh my God. It brings you closer to God too. That's why I always tell niggas, man, you gotta go under that. You gotta go under that tree, man. Buddha, Siddhartha went to it, and Jesus went to it too. I want you to understand it, put it in perspective. I want you to embody it, man. Find your tree, nigga. Some of us got this tree, huh? You know what I'm saying? You Timberland ass nigga. You got your tree up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But it's got to be in you, though. Not on you. That's why, hey, man, you can imitate all you want. You'll never be it. Never. And you know, people will laugh at you. You're that shit. Like it's just lost. Like you don't like W's, huh? Do you? That's not your thing. I get it. Yeah, that's what you do. Listen, man. It is what it is. But surrendering, guys, again, that Jesus arrest story is so deep. But it's also, this is why I want you to start to look at it from a life perspective. Because when you do now, it becomes that. Because you have interaction with life. When you look at Jesus from a fucking historical perspective, it's not going to help you. I mean, it may do a little something. But the true, I mean, you have to become the Christ, bro. You got to be the Christ. There's no way around it. There's no ifs and buts. But again, to surrender. Oh man, listen. You know what I'm saying? And then you see your car, the car that you told God to take the wheel, right? As your car is on the road, then your car starts flying. You're like, what the fuck? Like, nigga, we're flying? Like, nigga, that shit, you already know. And you know, and to close out, I'm gonna use the same thing that Mike Tyson said, because that's my nigga. I love you, baby. Love you. This nigga said this thing, and that's when I knew, yo, he stood in front of him. Yeah, man. He had to weight his heart on that scale. He stood in front of fucking Anubis. He got the pass. Trust me. When you know, you know. But anyway, this nigga said, you know, when you hit rock bottom, that's when you're going up. Like, a lot of us think rock bottom is down. No, nigga. You're going up. Rock bottom is not down, nigga. Rock bottom is up. You better hit the, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's when now you say to yourself, and I know I've been there, and I love that state of mind I was in. Now, you know, I mean, I'm so cool with it now. I'm just a chimp living his life, right? So, I remember it was like, oh, what the fuck, man? Spirit, why are you doing this to me? Anyway, it's personal, dog. It's personal. I was in my feelings, but I'm gonna keep that one for myself. But anyway, guys, I mean, it's that growth too. That's how you grow, and you emotionally grow too. Like that's how you start making everything counts. But that's embodying that Christ consciousness. Listen, man. Again, seek the kingdom of God, guys. Okay? So, to surrender to God, man, listen, it's to be reflective. It's a lot more than what you guys think it is. And in fact, I should have went more into that. Oh, let's talk about that. It's getting late too, man. Let me summarize that shit for you guys, alright? Or let me tell you what I feel like it's more important for you to understand about surrender. And that's what makes it, because I had already talked about that too. But when I tap into it on a whole different level, it's like, wow. I mean, it's like, and that's the beauty of the growth too. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm sharing it with you too. I mean, niggas. But anyway, oh my God, it's closer to God because now you're reflecting, you're seeing your witnesses, you're embodying it, and you said to yourself, despite of that, God is your will, my nigga. And God's gonna fuck you up all the time. I want you to get in the habit of that. God is gonna fuck you up all the time. You know what I'm saying? Abraham, you gotta sacrifice your kid. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, you can't see them if you don't sacrifice your kids, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't touch this, man. Can't touch this, man. You go ahead and use that. I'm gonna help you with it. Can't touch this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you see beauty? Even if you shit on beauty, it's like, it's still gonna look good. You're like, that's a beautiful piece of shit. But when you a piece of shit, nigga, like a pig, you could put lipstick, dress it up. You're still gonna see a pig. And guess what too? The pig is always gonna be a pig. Be dressed up looking all that shit. Guess what they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Listen, man. That's why, hey, kill me all you want. Listen, you lost before you even lose. How do you do that? You guys are phenomenal losers. Like, you are so much of a loser. You mastered that shit. You lost even before you lose. I get it because I win before I even win. I mean, shit. Like, wow. Okay. Hey. You are the way and you are the truth. Saying that's what we're gonna. And now to surrender, guys. Let me wrap it up because I'm gonna talk shit all night. To surrender, man, it's just incredible. It's wonderful, guys. It's so much of the experience, and this is why like you need God in your life because this is the moment that you get to express that Godhood in you. Now this is when you become the hero, bro. Do you understand that? You know what I'm saying? So, again, surrender and learn and trust the process. And the process, oh my God, listen. And this is where it's like I always tell you guys, man, you have to adopt a God-head mentality. If you don't like that word, a Christ-like. thinking. Because even if you were to say to yourself, would Jesus even think about this? Or would Jesus think that way? If you think about that, that alone, it's matching you or putting you closer to that frequency. So in so many ways, I'm just saying, even when I'm trying to be nice, like there's absolutely no benefit in just talking about Jesus. And well, I guess you're being worse to yourself by if you're being nice by saying that, and then there's no. I mean, because it's your life, isn't it? So if you're telling me about your life and you're not living that, okay, then how beneficial it is to you. I mean, if you're leading other people, I mean, okay, now I got it. Okay, in that way, okay, but still, I mean, okay, it's, again, a lose-lose situation. Because to be in that Christ consciousness too, it involves you. There's no way you're gonna carry the Christ consciousness and not acting like Christ. And that's why Jesus too, if you were my kids or my son, you would have acted my way. We understand that I know the other, listen, the other golden ones. I know them when I see them. And that's why I love all of them. Because their actions are always going to speak for who they are. You know what I'm saying? Those Christ-like characters out there. You know what I'm saying? I see all of you motherfuckers. I love all of you motherfuckers. Yes. I don't want to call no names because then there's other motherfuckers I fuck to and then I may not remember the name. You know what I'm saying? Let me be easy on that. But I love all of you. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. You know what I'm saying? If you can fuck with me on that frequency, then nigga, you already know I was fucking with you to begin with. Even if I didn't know who you are, even if I didn't see you, I already loved you. Or vice versa too, nigga. You already loved me, you didn't even know. And for others, you already know, the bearer of bad news. So we're going to leave it here, guys. You already know. Surrender to God. Trust the process. Always remember, for you to be you, nobody else got to be around. Understand, if money's everything to you, then you do anything for it. And the reason being is because your thoughts reflect your actions, man. You know what I'm saying? Act right, baby. Meaning, truly, think right. You already know. Haitien. My leg.